intrinsically ask yourself if it's your passion, if that's something you truly want. Chris Carr, I'm a former coach. I'm currently the athletic director at Auburn Mountain View High School. Kind of transitioning roles from a coach to an athletic director. You kind of go from the student athlete perspective to the parent perspective, and how to kind of help parents through the process. First, it's how to help the kids through the process, parents being secondary. And now it's kind of helping the parents through the process, and then helping the coach help the kids through the process, the recruitment process, the AAU process, that both kids and parents have to have a realistic view of who they are. And I think sometimes we lose that realistic view. When I see kids come in and see, boy, they have a little bit of talent, they have some hope to play at the next level, the follow-up questions sometimes get asked, sometimes don't. Do they have the passion to be that person, to play? Having coached athletes that played at the D1 level and the Olympic level, you see early on that's what it takes to get to that level. Do they have the passion to, want to be in the gym every single day? Do they have the passion to want to get better every single day, to do whatever it takes every single day? Or is it the parent's dream for their kid to want to get to that level? You don't know what you don't know. And I think that's true from the kids' perspective too. Having seen so many examples of, kids going on to the next level, it's so different for every person. It's so different for every parent that goes through it. Some it's really easy. Some it's really difficult and heartbreaking. We always used to tell our kids, it's more important what you do when someone's not watching than when people are watching. I expect you to perform when I'm watching, when I coached. But if I walk out of that gym and I'm not watching, are you putting forth the same effort? Or is that a chance for you to goof around and do what you want to do? And those kids that are committed to becoming the best they can be and play at the next level, they get after it no matter who's watching. The kids that you can tell are being pushed by their parents to be that person, but they really don't have the passion for it. You can tell they're the ones that kind of want to take a break and aren't as passionate about becoming a great player. The biggest pitfall is kind of our AAU structure of, because I play on an AAU team, there's a common misperception that because I'm doing this is what the benefit's going to be, right? And there is no correlation there. Because you play on an AAU team basically means that your parents are writing a check to an AAU program. Does that mean you're playing any harder, putting any more time in? If you don't have the passion, you're not going to get to a D1 offer, whatever it is you strive for. But I think one of the pitfalls is by saying, well, I play AAU and I'm in that system. That's a huge pitfall for our kids. I was telling Michael, back when I was 100 years ago, when I was in high school, there was one travel team you tried out for. And if you didn't make it, you went back and you played with your high school team. And those kids were channeled to, because there was a lot less of them, those kids were the ones that were going and playing at the next level. We didn't have the ability to have our parents write a check and just play for a travel AAU team for fun. And I think that the problems with the pitfalls that we talk about are people aren't real honest with parents and kids. If it's a matter of, hey, you can play for this AAU team and we're going to go out and we're going to travel to these cities and we're going to have fun and we're going to play 4 games a day, but there's no promises your kid's going to even be a community college player, that's fair, because you choose to spend the money on that experience for your kids. That's the experience you want. But I think that what's not being said is kind of getting to the parents that because there's an AAU team available my kid plays on, there's this unspoken promise that it's gonna translate to an offer in college. And I don't think that we're being honest with kids as much as we should be. I think that Michael asked me, he said, what's the difference between being a coach and now being an athletic director? Sometimes I don't get parents that come to me with those questions because I think they don't want to hear the truth. And that it's fine. And I don't have anything against the process of AAU if you're being told the truth, and if that's what you want for your kid. I want my kid to see Chicago. I want my kid to see Los Angeles and get to travel, and I'm willing to pay for it, knowing that my kid's probably going to end their high school career as a good high school player, but not translate to a college player, and they're just going to go to college and go to school and not play sports. That's fine, but I'm not sure we're getting that. I think what parents see is, where's the connection between AAU, high school, and college? And from a high school athletic director's perspective, our high school coaches are there to help our kids have an amazing high school experience. And we have to remember, as high school coaches, we get a range of abilities we're not recruiting kids, most of us. We're not recruiting kids for high school. We're putting together really good players and really low-level players and trying to mesh them as one. And so our ability to make the high school experience as good as it can be for kids, that's our job. Is it to help kids get to the next level? Absolutely. In most cases, 90% of the cases, if those kids aren't being recruited by the time they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors pretty late, they're probably not on too many radars. And so at that point, there's not a whole lot, that we can do. And again, kind of goes back to the kids. What are they willing to do to be that kid that, we've all heard of the kids that, go from 6'2" to 6'7" in one summer, right? That's something you can't teach. Yeah. But from a high school perspective, I think that the parents kind of expect high school coaches to do more than we're really there to do. We're there to make sure that your high school experience is amazing, and if you have abilities to play at the next level, we're there to help. Yeah, I think you notice the attributes of amazing athletes, and I would say that it's not necessarily on the floor. It's things that they do away from. How they do anything is how they do everything. And so you watch kids that aren't in an athletic venue, and you watch how they conduct themselves and how they do things and how they prepare. Right away that kid's got it. There are very few, and obviously, I'm not minimizing the fact that you have to have skill to play at the next level, but that it factor, or those things, the intangibles that kids have, you notice those things away from the court as much as you do on the court. I think you have to have talent to be able to be noticed, but you have to have effort to put yourself in an elite category to really get noticed. The kids that come in, very, very rarely do we see a kid that has zero talent, but has the work ethic that gets to the next level. We call those really good high school players. They'll do the little things, but they just don't have the talent or ability to play at that next level. Once you identify the talent, that's really the key determiner of whether those kids are going to be great transition D1 athletes, is they have the passion and the effort to ask you to get in the gym before school, at lunchtime, after school, at night, on the weekends. How many of those kids are actually doing that? And having this conversation, we are, as parents, we are willing to pay $500, $1,000 to these AAU programs to kids that aren't even asking our high school coaches, can I get in and get some extra shooting in? So whose idea is this? Is it the kids or is it the parents? And the kids, you'll notice right away that the kids that just, and they're a lot. They're constantly bugging you to get in the gym. Can I get in the gym? Can I get in the gym? Will you open the gym for me? Can you come early and open the gym for me? It's, you become annoyed with those kids, but you know that those are the kids that have that passion, that want to get better. And it's always a red flag to me that the kids that go and play AAU and parents pay all this money aren't even the kids that are asking to get into a gym for free during the day or on a weekend. Kids either have to decide that this is their passion, playing basketball is their passion. I don't know how many conversations I've had with kids and parents that have closed off avenues after high school. Like, my kid doesn't want to go to a community college. Whoa, hang on. If your kid's passionate about the game, they'll leave every door open. So there is a place for every kid. And those kids that have the maximum effort and lower level talent, yes, absolutely, they can go on and play at the next level, because everybody's looking for someone to do the little things, and you can't coach effort. You either expend it or you don't. And that's something that we, all of the people that I've coached with throughout the years, we've kind of made a trademark for us is, we demand effort. We don't demand a talent level because we can't, but we can demand effort. And if you're going to play hard and you're going to do those things, yes, there's a place for you. But again, I think going back to the fact that parents and kids have this mindset that if I do this, I'm going to get this. And this doesn't include every possible avenue door that's open, from community college to D3 to D2 to D1, whatever it is. My kid just wants to play the game of basketball. I think that's less and less. I guess my best advice would be intrinsically ask yourself if it's your passion. If that's something you truly want. If that's something you truly want and you're willing to do everything that there is to get to that point, then be careful who you become involved with. In other words, look for honesty. Look for honest answers. Don't look for, hey, if you write us a check, your kid will get here. That's not going to happen. Writing a check to somebody is not going to, it's going to be the passion, it's going to be the work that you put in. Ask people to be honest with you and say, what am I going to get for this? I have kids, show up all the time, but give half effort. That's great, you're there. It doesn't mean anything unless you're doing something while you're there. And those kids with that passion, and again, it goes back to, if you were in a gym by yourself, would you be working hard? Because being in a gym by yourself just means that. You're in a gym by yourself. Doesn't mean you're getting better. It means that you've got to decide for yourself if you have the passion to get to that next level. And then be very careful of who you associate with, and ask people, for honest opinions about that have, nothing to gain from, being involved with you. And once you get those answers, then I think the sky's the limit to where you want to go.